The normal blackout response that puts your family at risk. Let me ask you the ugliest question first. If the grid vanished for 90 days, no pumps, no cards, no sirens, who in your house gets water tomorrow and who has to wait? Don't flinch. Because when the power dies, the first decisions you make won't be brave, they'll be automatic. And automatic is how families disappear. I watched it happen on a small scale to my neighbor Mark during a harmless 18-hour outage last summer. First hour, he yanked the fridge open 5 times, saving the good stuff. Second hour, he lit up his porch with every battery lantern he owned, looked like a beacon of plenty to anyone passing by. Third hour, he fired the SUV to charge phones and blasted music to keep the kids calm, burning a quarter tank while advertising fuel to the block. By hour 8, his wife posted on the neighborhood app, "We're fine, got food generator, extra water if anyone needs." By hour 12, knock at the door. By hour 15, the generator chain was cut. He didn't lose power that day, he lost privacy, fuel, and the illusion that normal keeps you safe. This video exists because the instincts you were taught by convenience, share everything, glow at night, drive to the store, wait for help, become a checklist for predators and bad luck when the grid stays dead. I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to rewire you. We're going to dismantle the 10 reflexes that feel right and get you hurt and replace them with quiet, disciplined moves that keep your family invisible, hydrated, fed, and off the rumor mill. If you want bedtime stories, change the channel. If you want your kids alive on day 30, lean in. Because the blackout won't judge your intentions, only your habits. 8. Rushing to the nearest store. The moment the power cuts, your first thought will be to beat the rush to the store. You'll think you're smart, sliding into the grocery or gas station before anyone else realizes what's happening. But this is where history teaches a brutal lesson. In the 2003 Northeast blackout, shelves in New York City were stripped bare in under 12 hours, not because people were starving, but because instinct drove thousands to hoard at the same time. And when the shelves go empty, panic mutates into violence. Venezuela's 2019 blackout proved it. Supermarkets were looted on day 1, with mobs tearing steel shutters off storefronts while police stood powerless. And here's the harsh math. Most American grocery stores only stock 3 days of food under normal conditions. Factor in panic buying, and that window shrinks to hours. By rushing out, you don't just face empty shelves, you expose yourself to mobs of desperate people who see your bags as theirs. Worse, you've abandoned your home, leaving your existing supplies undefended. Studies of disaster responses show that families who stayed in place and consolidated resources had 30% higher survival outcomes than those who ran out to scavenge on day 1. The instinct to get more is actually the fastest way to lose what you already have. Real survival starts with discipline. Lock down your house, secure water, and wait out the first wave of chaos before you move. Running to the store isn't preparation. It's a death march in broad daylight. 7. Fleeing the city immediately. Hollywood drills this into you. The second the power dies, you're supposed to grab your bug-out bag, throw the family into the car, and gun it toward the countryside before the city turns hostile. It feels logical, but the numbers tell a different story. During Houston's Hurricane Rita evacuation, a mere 2.5 million people tried to leave at once, creating a 100-mile traffic jam where thousands ran out of gas and collapsed in heat exposure. Now imagine that scenario nationwide, without functioning gas pumps, credit card machines, or working traffic signals. The Department of Energy warns that in a catastrophic blackout, 90% of gas stations become useless within 24 hours. That means you won't get far before your tank runs dry, leaving you stranded on highways that turn into hunting grounds. And let's add one more layer of truth: cars aren't invisible. In Venezuela, families who tried early evacuation were ambushed on clogged roads, robbed, stripped of supplies, and sometimes killed for what they carried. Sociological analysis after Katrina showed that nearly 1 in 5 vehicles attempting early bug-outs suffered assaults or thefts. By leaving too early, you paint a target on your back. You're announcing to thousands of desperate eyes, we have food, we have water, we're leaving it undefended. The instinct to bolt is primal, but the smart play is to harden your base, ration, and wait until the first wave of chaos burns itself out. Leaving too soon doesn't make you safe. It makes you prey. 6. Crowding together in one room. When the lights vanish, your instinct will scream, stay together. Huddle in one room, share warmth, share fear, keep eyes on each other. Psychologically, it feels safe, but in practice, you've just created a single point of failure. One spark from a candle, one toppled propane heater, and your entire family goes down together. During the Quebec ice storm blackout of 1998, dozens of families died this exact way, crammed into living rooms with heaters running, unaware their poor ventilation was turning the air into a death trap. The CDC confirms this carbon monoxide poisoning is the #1 killer in prolonged outages, not starvation or dehydration. Grouping also paints a bigger target, all your supplies, all your people, all in one space. If looters break through that single door, you've lost everything in a sweep. Survival history proves dispersal is safety. In the siege of Sarajevo, families who hid supplies in multiple caches and spread out sleeping areas across basements, attics, and hidden rooms had triple the survival odds compared to those who centralized everything. Grouping feels primal because humans crave comfort in the dark, but survival is math, not comfort. The smarter play is to split. One person on guard, others rotating rest, caches spread so one breach doesn't wipe you out. Togetherness soothes the mind, but in a blackout, comfort kills. Spread out, stay alert, and don't gamble your entire family's survival on one small room. 5. Lighting up the house, like normal. The deadliest instinct of all is denial, the compulsion to pretend everything's still fine. To flood your house with lanterns, candles, and flashlights, recreating the warm glow of electricity. But in a blackout, light is betrayal. It's a neon sign screaming, we have supplies, we're home, we're vulnerable. In Puerto Rico's 2017 blackout, neighborhoods that glowed at night were targeted for theft at twice the rate of darkened homes. Criminals don't need GPS, they follow the light, and here's the science you probably never thought about: bright light destroys your night vision. It takes 45 minutes for human eyes to fully adapt to darkness, but only seconds to lose it when a candle flares or a flashlight clicks on. That means the moment your light source fails, you are blind, stumbling, vulnerable, helpless. Survivors from Venezuela's crisis reported that families who kept homes dark, relying on blackout curtains or shielded lamps, were far less likely to be robbed. Light doesn't just betray your position, it weakens your ability to function without it. And here's the cruel irony: the brighter your home glows, the shorter your supplies last. Every candle burned, every battery drained, is a piece of your survival clock ticking away. In a grid-down world, darkness is your ally. The brightest house is always the first to fall. Survival means embracing the dark, mastering it, and shielding every flicker. Pretending life is normal is suicide. In blackout survival, light isn't safety, it's a death sentence. 4. Broadcasting your status to the world. Your first reflex will be to check in and get information out. Post a photo of the dark street, hop on the neighborhood app, key your walkie at full power, even climb into the car to charge the phone and call relatives on speaker. That normal impulse to be seen, to be heard, to reassure, gets families targeted. In a dead grid, information is currency and OPS is armor. Every broadcast leaks something: your location from geotags and background landmarks, your head count, we're fine, kids are scared, your resources, the lantern glow in your selfie, the crackle of a full-power handheld, the hum of that inverter in your idling car. Opportunists monitor scanners and public channels. Some literally triangulate repeated transmissions with cheap handhelds. After-action reports from storm zones are blunt: the loud, the lit, the chatty get visited first. Even well-meaning community check-ins build a shopping list for predators: who has a generator, who's elderly, who's alone. And there's another trap: rumor. Unverified aid drops at the school, Or water trucks in 20 minutes pull people away from secure homes into crowds where tempers and knives do the sorting. Your move is discipline, radios on lowest effective power, tight nets with pre-arranged call signs, short transmissions, no personal details, phones often bagged unless needed, texts over calls, no photos, no street names, no we've got plenty. You're not building an audience, you're surviving. In a blackout, silence is not fear, silence is camouflage, and camouflage is life. 3. Treating temperature like an inconvenience, not a killer. You will tell yourself, it's just a little cold, or we'll sweat it out. That's how normal people die in abnormal nights. In prolonged outages, temperature is a silent executioner. No HVAC, no fans, no dehumidifiers, no heated bedrooms for the infant or the grandparent. Heat waves already kill more Americans annually than floods, hurricanes, and tornadoes combined. Take away power, and you remove the only lifeline most households have against wet bulb heat, where the body can't shed warmth. On the flip side, mild indoor chills become hypothermia at 3 a.m. when metabolism drops and damp air leaches heat through cotton clothes and bare floors. The normal response is to chase comfort randomly, turn on a candle here, crack a window there, huddle anywhere. The survival response is to engineer microclimates, one insulated lifeboat room with sealed drafts, sleeping platforms off the floor, reflective blankets behind bodies to bounce radiant heat, and moisture control, no propane or kerosene heaters indoors, period. In heat, stack shade layers, rig cross ventilation low to high, cool pulse points with evaporative cloths, and ration sweat by slowing movement to a metronome. Hydration must be strategic, electrolytes mixed correctly, not chugged wastefully. Night routines matter, dry socks, dry base layers, and a strict no sweat after sundown rule so you don't climb into damp bedding. Temperature is not a background setting, it's an opponent. Treat it like one, and you control calories, water loss and sleep cycles. Treat it like weather, and weather will quietly take your weakest first. 2. Trusting the tap, and flushing like it's business as usual. The water still sputters, so you keep using it. You flush because we'll keep things sanitary. That normalcy reflex is how you drain your survival and invite disease. In grid-down reality, municipal pressure can vanish or backflow can contaminate lines without warning. One bad glass puts your whole family in the bathroom for days, dehydrating when water is the scarcest commodity you own. The first move is valves. Shut the main at your house to protect your internal system from contamination, then harvest what's already yours. The 30-50 gallons sitting in your water heater, the 2-3 gallons in toilet tanks, not bowls, every ice tray into a clean pot. Flushing is a rationed act. Switch to a dry camp mindset. One-line bucket for solids, with absorbent cover material, sawdust, shredded paper, even dry soil. Another for urine, lids on, and a bleach splash schedule. Gray water from hand washing or dish rinses becomes your flush currency. For the occasional necessary pour, never drink it, but don't waste it. For drinking water, you need process, not hope. Filter turbidity first, cloth or coffee filter, then disinfect. Rolling boil for 1 minute, 3 at altitude, or treat with unscented household bleach at 6-8 drops per gallon. Stir, wait 30 minutes, faint chlorine smell present. Store in opaque, sealed containers, marked treated versus raw. Dishes get the 3-bin method: wash, rinse, sanitize. A capful of bleach per gallon, air dry only. Normal people trust the tap and flush away their future. Survivors turn plumbing into a closed-loop system, and Lev. 1. Opening the door to help, and bartering away your safety. Your doorbell doesn't work, so you answer the knock. A neighbor needs just a little fuel. A man with a reflective vest says he's checking on residents. Normal life taught you that courtesy keeps the peace. Grid-down life teaches the opposite. Access control is survival. Every open door is reconnaissance of your headcount, your morale, your resources, your locks. Word travels faster than batteries drain. The friendly house with canned goods, the dad who's willing to trade, the widow who opens up every time. Barter is a trap on day one. It advertises inventory before you've mapped your own burn rate, and impersonation is a known tactic. A vest, a clipboard, a flashlight, and suddenly strangers are authorities. Your doctrine must be hard, no face-to-face without barriers. Speak through a second-story window or a chained door. Use code phrases with actual friends. Never disclose quantities where managing is the only answer. If you must trade, do it away from home, with decoy packaging, and never the same place twice. Inside, harden entries, wedges, screws in strike plates, a 2-Piquetra 4-drop bar, film on glass, and a night routine that assumes testing hands at 3 a.m. Keep a show kit by the door, small, plausible, expendable, so you don't reveal real stores under stress. The normal response is to prove you're a good neighbor. The survival response is to prove you're a hard target. In a blackout, kindness without control invites wolves. Set boundaries like your life depends on them, because it does.